So many thoughts on my mind about this performance tonight. What is good, YouTube? How are you guys doing tonight? Well, probably in the morning whenever you see this video. It is your host with the most, Jordan Kitchens, and I am back again. Yes, a nighttime, late time upload. Yes, I know you were waiting on this. Hopefully. Unfortunately, the New Orleans Pelicans have fallen to the Cleveland Cavaliers tonight. The Cavs still undefeated, and they played like a team that should be undefeated. They are hard out. It was not an easy game, but we learned a lot. So the Pelicans fall 131 to 122, unfortunately. And it was weird because in my last couple of videos, I've been talking about the offense, the stagnant offense. And yes, you've seen that a couple of times tonight. You've seen that, especially when Zion got hurt, right? Tonight really showed you that the glaring hole in all of this is that Herb Jones is missed so much. My goodness. The effect of Herb Jones, that's really my main conclusion of all this I've seen tonight, was that Herb Jones is that the little things that he does and his just defensive impact is unwavering. It's unwavering. You're starting to see it now. Dealing with all-star guards like Darius. I don't know if Darius got him in the all-star team yet, but if he might be well on his way as a good young player. Honestly, should have been drafted by the Pelicans, but that's a story for another day. Guards like Darius Garland and Spider Mitchell, Donovan Mitchell, and they got Harrell off the bench, 3-point shooters. The Cavs are you need a defensive wing. Not even just a defensive wing, a defensive guard. Jose, he can okay, but he's not guarding Donovan Mitchell. You really miss Dyson Daniels. This would have been a great Dyson Daniels game. You miss Herb, DeJounte. The Pelicans, they're thin. It is what it is. And I have to start looking at games that way, guys. I hate to say it, but I have to start looking at games that way. Like, it is what it is. Right. You're so depleted at this point. So speaking of injuries and depleted and whatnot, Zion, right? So going into the game, Zion was a game time decision with thigh soreness or whatever is dealing with his hamstring. He's dealing with his hamstring. Simple as that. It was left one, middle of the second quarter, and he just taps out and leaves. And at that point, you're just sitting there like, wow, not this again. You cannot be serious, especially because it was already a surprise that he was going to play. In my last video, I told y'all if I was a betting man, I would have put a lot of money that he was not going to play tonight, but he actually did. And he leaves in the second quarter, comes back at halftime, and it was like, whoa, Zion's back. Like, it really was more of a moment that I was like, okay, well, he cares. A lot of time you like to question how much is he bought into the city, how much is he really dedicated to this, and that move alone showed me that no, actually he does care. This actually does mean something to him. We ultimately didn't get the W, and that's all because of defense, if you ask me. I don't think it had nothing to do with the offense. So Zion leads the way with 29 points. Jose with 27. B.I. had 20. Brandon Boston Jr. with 14. And Hawkins had 7 points. He only played 18 minutes. Hawkins might have been his worst game of the season. And it was honestly, his defense was terrible. Willie was like, okay, we're done with this. Brandon Boston Jr. is playing way better than you right now, my boy. So we just going to sit you down. So looking forward to that, that's kind of scary, man. It's kind of scary because Brandon, it's not to say nothing with Hawkins, but Brandon Boston Jr. has come in and been very consistent, and he's a ball handler, right? So when everybody does get healthy, fingers crossed, if this ever does happen, that the team can come together and be fully healthy. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed that when this lineup actually is fully healthy, where does Brandon Boston Jr. and Hawkins fit? Somebody's going to have to bite the bullet. Jose? I don't know. Jose played a really good game. Jose actually kept us in the game tonight. He actually kept the Pelicans in the game tonight. I'm in a weird place right now, guys. I don't know if I'm not upset that the Pelicans lost because they fought to the end. And then, ultimately the Cavs are undefeated. It wasn't like they lost to a scrub tonight. It's continuing a losing streak. So you never want to, stack L's, especially in the NBA, especially in the Western Conference. You never want to do that. But just seeing how this team fought to the end, even though they couldn't get a stop to save their life. The Pelicans, again, could not guard a parked car tonight. Could not do it. Even though all that transpired, but just seeing how the team just never gave up, seeing and I feel like I feel like I'm copping pleas right now compared to how turned up I was in the last video, how upset I was. Just seeing that they're trying. And ultimately, I hate to say it, but I can kind of live with that. I can kind of live with that, man. Like, we're hurt, bro. I don't know what else to say. You're depleted. You have guys that should not be playing that are playing. You have guys that should not be getting as many minutes as they should playing, and you have guys that are getting paid a lot of money that are not in your lineup. You have guys that you envision to lead your team that are not in the lineup. So Zion and BI, they're trying their best. They're trying. And I just feel like that's a loser mentality, but that's ultimately how I really feel from the bottom of my heart, guys. Y'all know at this point, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat. I'm not going to sit here and lie. I'm going to sit there and call it how I see it. And just seeing how the team fought and they're not giving up. Like, they're not quitting on Willie Green. They're just depleted. We're low in numbers, man. When you have CJ McCollum out, Trey Murphy out, DeJounte Murray out, Herb Jones' defensive impact alone, just having that defensive-minded player and captain and first-team all-defense, just having a guy like that not out there is, it's tough. And against a team like the Cavaliers with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley and this Merrill guy off the bench and Garland going off. Like, I just hate to say this, guys, but that's real talk. You need your guys to play. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So you don't have your guys playing. You have guys giving valiant efforts. Like, just seeing Brandon Boston Jr., just seeing his growth and blossoming over this time period has been amazing. And that's why I'm a huge fan. I knew a little bit about him because he went to Sierra Canyon and I think he went to Kentucky. Not too sure. I knew he played with Bronny in high school. So I've been seeing him from afar, but he works, man. He's a grinder. He's got a nice game. That's why you're looking at it like, what happens when people do get healthy? What's this lineup going to look like? But moving forward, what can I say about moving forward? What is there to say other than you have to get healthy? I don't really think there's much else to say, guys. If you want to look at a blueprint of what can the Pelicans do to improve right now, is get healthy. And that's as cut as dry as you can see. Because this game showed me everything. Like, it's talent. Your talent is not playing. You didn't lose in turnovers. It wasn't like they were shooting you out the gym. Well, it was defensively, you wasn't guarding nothing. I will say that. But you have your defensive players are hurt. I know. It's like, damn, this is what you're saying, Jordan? This is what I'm saying. Exactly what I'm saying, guys. So we'll see what this Pelicans team's going to do, man. What moving forward? What guy can come back first? Trey Murphy soon, maybe? The Pelicans, they're not their medical staff. They're not really the best with giving out information about guys' injuries and whatnot. So I don't know. I don't know who comes back first and when. Zion and BI are going to have to find ways to weather the storm, and Hawkins has to play better. Yes, Hawkins has to play better. And you're getting 27 from Jose, 29 from Zion, 20 from BI, and 14 from Brandon Boston Jr. Eve Meese had 10. It wasn't like guys didn't play good, like or put out a good offensive output. Just wasn't enough. Their star players were better than our guys at the moment, Hopefully, we just got to find a way to get off the losing streak. Have to find a way to get out the losing streak. Got to find a way to start winning games. Keep plummeting in the rankings and just keep digging a bigger and bigger hole for yourself to dig out of when everybody does come back. Hopefully, eventually, Lord, please. So there you go, for sticking in for another episode of Pelican Scoop post game edition. We're gonna get back on track, hopefully, with this team, but dealing with this team, just dealing with any Louisiana team, there's no guarantees. Simple as that. So thank you guys for sticking in. You locked with me, I'm locked with you. Like, comment, subscribe, smash the like button, comment what y'all want to know. Actually, comment right now. What do you guys think? What do you guys think can happen as a team this hurt? What can they string together? Hopefully. So let me know in the comments. And I'm out. Peace.